This podcast is brought to you by Living Swell Studios. When you want to record your next hit, broadcast your next live stream, or just need a quiet space to edit your videos, Living Swell Studios can accommodate all your needs. Located in New Orleans, they're equipped with a rehearsal hall, print shop, photography space, and more. Living Swell is your one-stop shop to facilitating your vision. Let them fulfill your music and video dreams. Hey y'all, what's happening? This is Daphessah Drew Bayham coming at you. I know, baby.
It's no funny. It's clap.
You gotta get that slate right, because if you don't get that slate right, you're gonna spend 30 minutes trying to line this shit up.
That's hilarious.
All right, we do it one more time.
He do the clap.
Yeah.
Do the clap, man.
This is Drew's putting it out there, episode 10.
It's crazy.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? This is Daphessah Drew Bayham coming at you with another episode of Drew's Putting It Out There. We getting one of the crews back together. So, how about a big round of applause? My right, your left. My Sharia Moore, my two-way bell, my thorn on my side, my thorn on my side, thorn on my side, thorn on my side. Big round of applause for Maya, y'all. Yeah.
You know, I was waiting for the sound effects.
Yes, indeed. And on my left, your right, getting her angles together. Yes, indeed. Big round of applause for Nicole, y'all. Yes, indeed. And on the angles and all the camera angles and all that stuff, the Al Heyman of the podcast.
Taco Meat Shorty back in the building.
That's what taco meat is.
Yeah.
Taco Meat Shorty. It's an
Taco meat.
aphrodisiac.
You know, you come out in the
It's
summertime.
an aphrodisiac. Do not get scared.
That's a New Orleans thing, huh? That's a New Orleans thing.
Yeah.
Springtime.
Yeah, give it up for Mr. Roast Beef Jenkins, Herb Darby, y'all.
Out here in the podcast, the Black Stan Smith.
Yes, indeed.
I'm just happy to be here as always, man. Thank y'all for letting me happen.
Stan Smith.
Yeah, the Black Stan
Born
Smith.
in USA.
Fuck out. Oh, no.
Got a feeling it's gonna be a wonderful day.
Fact,
Yes,
sir.
indeed. Yeah.
We about to get into it.
Yeah, we about to get into it.
Apparently.
But first and foremost, you know, we tape this podcast on Fridays, and this morning we got the word that the wonderful, the effervescent voice that we know as the dog, DMX, transitioned into his rightful place
Crack
this
his
morning.
wag, y'all.
Right.
Crack his wag.
Yeah, you know, and I just have a lot of what's the word, you know, admiration for him, mainly because not anybody, like almost there's no one that we really know that was able to live a dual life.
Yeah.
The way that
Yeah.
DMX was able to live. Like it's, I mean, you're not gonna find pretty much anybody, especially in hip hop, especially in that was living the dual life as, you know, the saint and the sinner. And one of the things I looked at him as that he was one of those cats that actually admitted that he's dual. You know, he has that duality.
Right.
Most of us, we're just like, no, you know, I'm blessed and sanctified and praised and everything else. He's like, nah, I'm gritty. I'm out here. You know, I'm not right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so every day I pray to God to get me together.
Yes, he did.
So it's like, man, it's like I want to say I appreciate it because, you know, we don't want to put that type of shit out there. Like we really don't.
Right.
We don't want anybody to know like what we are, or especially when it comes to that type of shit.
Yeah.
So
The dark side.
dark, yeah, it's just a dark side that you know nobody wants to
Hello,
see.
darkness, my old friend.
Exactly. But the reason why I think the admiration kind of comes from me, I guess, is because like he was my hype music.
Yes, he
Right.
was.
He was the hype music for the culture.
That nigga
Like,
cool.
Right.
you know, when you listen to DMX,
You
like
was ready to go
it's,
bad in the
it's
world.
lit-
Don't
yeah.
get the
Don't.
yeah.
Y'all gonna make me
Lose my mind.
Yeah. And it was, and the thing is, it wasn't even just for us, just for the culture. It was just
Right.
like for it was just the generation in general, like the pop, like especially in pop music, like
Right.
any club in the world,
Please.
Party up.
you go
Over.
party over. You know, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here.
Right.
Yep.
Italians in Italy,
Right.
and you know, Africans know that. Oh, know that
Right.
that
the,
one song.
Hell
The
yeah.
Sikhs in Abu Dhabi know.
Right.
Man.
Right. So I you know, I just have a great admiration for the work that he put in, like on this earth. We're gonna get into kind of like, you know, the factoring of his demons, but you know, anybody else want to kind of just put something out there because like
I'm gonna say this. We wouldn't. This might sound crazy, and somebody don't want to debate me, but we wouldn't have people like NBA YoungBoy and Rod Wave without DMX.
Nah.
Yep.
He was the original. He was the original pain music.
Yeah.
He was the original mood music. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say this too for record. Joe Budden walked so Drake could fly.
Right.
And a lot of young people like they hate Joe Budden. I say no. If you listen to his old music, the stuff Drake was doing, getting his feelings music, Joe Budden was doing that.
Yeah.
So, but DMX back then was just had a lot of heartfelt songs. He even had the songs by his grandmother's friends, like just songs where he was talking to God, songs he was talking to the devil, and like a couple of my friends was talking. It was like, bro, like he really showed you that he was all his ad libs and his like his person, his character, his
It's real.
and his image. That was his demons coming out. He was trying to do
It was
everything. Like,
real.
look, that's how you come out right now. He was like boarding his
Yeah.
the windows up so his demons could not like show.
Straight jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. How about you, Maya? Because I mean, you know, I'm more than sure that
Oh yeah, I played every album. My sister said she know DMX because of me.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it was that. Yeah. It
It
was.
blasted the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Nicole?
Man, I grew up listening to DMX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different for
Yeah.
me because like DMX is what made me a thug. Between him and Mystical.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
DMX and Pac was my biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I mean, it was
Always Pac.
DMX.
Prolific.
DMX was DMX was for me in the early 2000s. What Jeezy was for me in the 2010s.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
now
he
that's a
was
good way to
like
put it.
all the songs that like he put out, like was just like literally for me to like get hype
Right.
and like get in that mood and you
Yes,
know, it's getting
indeed.
that because we all needed that right before we go to the club.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
right,
Jeezy
right
had
to
that
go to the gym.
production, dog.
Now Jeezy,
Yeah.
Jeezy took
Oh,
that
he
next,
had
Jeezy
you
next
on a
level
whole
with the
nother
shit. So
level.
Man, Jesus had me wanting to sell drugs.
And be the best
Right.
of them.
Right. Between him and Cameron, I was like, no, I don't know if I want to be the kingpin of.
but I tell you that to this day, every time when I go to the gym, it's
Jesus coming on.
playlist. You know, but before that, it was DMX. It was X. That was my thing, you know, and I think that's why it was so. I felt something, you know, when I found out this morning, and I was just like, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings me to like this next thing that I'm just putting out there. Well, first I want to talk about a meme that I saw. Well, somebody posted. It's like, damn, you know, X is gone. We really ain't gonna find out what these bitches want from a nigga.
Never.
Yes. Because he named every damn
Exactly.
Woo.
Every chick that you could possibly
Yes.
think of.
Man.
The meme I saw was that if DMX says your name in the song, you'd be praying for him.
My name in the song.
Really.
Yeah.
But somebody was raising as we found out that he had gone into his coma or what have you, his vegetative state. You know, somebody put out there is like, and I used to see it all the time. You know, you see it all the time when somebody of that nature kind of, you know, is in intensive care and or something like that. You know, we all kind of like praises going up. I remember this, that, and the other, and we be sharing memories and all that type of stuff. You know, there's always that one person who was like, well, you know, y'all talking about all this stuff while he in the ICU and he about to die. You're like, why y'all didn't talk about that with him when he was, you know, when he was in, you know what I'm saying? Like when he was just on drugs and everybody was trying to help and needed the help and he needed the help.
Yeah, didn't I bring that up the other night though? I did. Because I'm like, you know, it seems like people come out when things happen at the worst time. You know, I'm like, this man been on battling these things. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, granted, you can't tell people what to do. They're grown. You know what I'm saying? But where was all of these celebrity friends who had money? I know he had to reach out in some form. You know what I'm saying? Right. Nobody talked to him, no nothing. That's what I'm saying. You know, like we can't literally reach out. His fans can't in that manner. But like, you got so many people around you, and you got this powerful voice, and nobody was able to. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
That's like I was talking to my mom about my uncle, right? And I asked her, because like my auntie, like I said, called on the phone crying one day talking about what's going on with my uncle. And I asked my mom, I talked to my dad. My dad was like, oh, he a grown man, he no baby, he got figured out. And I asked my mom, I said, well, Mom, like, why is that in our family we quick to write each other off as black folk people? Yeah. But then I realized on the other side of the coin, it's like I never knew what they went through with my uncle going through this. Because like my mom was like, that's the first time uncle was doing this. Your uncle did this before you was born and while you was a kid. So ain't no telling what you don't know about.
I get the exhaustion of like constantly.
Because I remember as a kid watching my mama going in crack houses, pull my auntie out the house. So it's like, okay, you never know what they was going through trying to help DMX. That we don't know about and the media don't know about.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, at the other end, I sit on the other side of the fence. Well, at least I understand why people sit on the other side of this argument. Because the reality is that these are adults who decided to make that decision to partake in whatever they're partaking in.
Extracurricular activities.
Extracurricular, activities.
I mean, but the addiction kind of makes it.
I need that back.
That much worse. Though.
Yeah. It does. No, and really I am not necessarily denying that, but I, you know, when people ask that question, I'm like, no, they're grown. Like, it takes a lot for somebody to get rid of their addictions. We know this already.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, and so with us knowing this, we have to kind of give, even with knowing that, we still have to give the space in order for those people to do it themselves.
Right.
That's true.
That's true. So it's like,
but you surrounded by all these people, you know what I'm saying, that can help you. And as long as you're the celebrity, they want to be around you. But the minute you're no longer the A-lister, you know, anymore, they done wrote you off.
And know what's funny though about these rappers? If you watch like the backstory, they kind of grew up together.
Yeah.
I'm talking about most of them like battle on the streets. And sold drugs together, grew up together. Yeah. My thing is, if we got out the mud together, why when I get rich, we write each other off?
For the same reason. It's for the same reason why.
Well, I know the industry probably plays a
it's not even
major part
well, yeah, it is. You know, it is definitely the industry.
Because there's always those people in between that's like.
I think on a core level, it's just the way everybody grew up. Everybody grew up. I mean, we all have friends. Yeah. You know, around the neighborhood, who we saw got into the dope. Yeah. And the only thing that we could do for them is tell them, I'm gonna pray for you. You know, you need to go get something to eat. I'll get you something to eat. I got a whole bunch of them, and they came from affluent backgrounds. Everything that they needed and wanted, it was provided for them.
Right.
Who I always will talk about.
Yeah.
Start at 20, in there too.
What?
Give me $20.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Because we all have one. Just like me from being in New Orleans and being engulfed in New Orleans culture, There's a whole bunch of characters like that.
Ooh.
I remember there was this one, and I'm gonna go and keep going. But I always tell this story. There's one cat that was called him, what they used to call him. Anyway, it's gonna come to me. He would, well, matter of fact, we were getting ready to do a funeral outside the church in the night wall, outside the Catholic church. So he walks up, who died? And we like, man, get on out of here, man. Look, we don't know who died, that type
We
of
just
thing.
here to do a gig.
Yeah, we just here to do the gig. Jerry Lewis, that's what they call him, Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Jerry's kid.
Yeah, Jerry's kid, Jerry Lewis. You know, he's one of those cats where one of those things that we look at, we'd be like, man, for some reason, just crackheads just live so much longer. Yeah, crackheads just live so much longer than we thought they was gonna live. It's like, yeah, they,
It's the 90s crackhead. It's the crackheads from the 90s. And you was late. It was like I'm talking about the late 80s, early 90s. I'm talking about from like 89 to 94, 95.
that's that Arm & Hammer rock.
Yeah, that baking soda rock. You're gonna outlive everybody.
That Arm & Hammer rock.
He said the Arm & Hammer rock.
Yeah, the Arm & Hammer rock. You know
Yo,
what I'm
that's
saying?
hilarious.
So, anyways, so he's like, man, who died? I cried for $20.
What?
He's like, man, go ahead on, Jerry Lewis. Go ahead on, bro. Look all that.
The crackhead's name was Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Man, that's crazy.
We'll cut
And
up
so-
for you.
And yeah, he would cut up. He's like, I'm gonna cut up. I cried for $20.
And he probably would do it.
So we started, boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden we heard,
the crackhead scream.
so he,
Yo,
so there was a truck that was in the street. So he on the bed of the truck like this.
Like he didn't even knew the person.
He ain't know the person.
So that's called hustling.
So of course, we couldn't hold it in. It was,
jumped.
man, you kidding me? So we trying to get through, So we still doing the dirge, going in. He's still crying. Ow! He got by us and was like, "Who got that dope?" It's like, man, leave us alone, man. Leave us alone, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh man,
That's the era,
That's
dog.
entertaining.
yeah.
That's entertaining.
I remember one time he saw me. I was going to Jeans. He saw me. Hey, brother, what's happening? What's happening? How you doing? Man, look, could you just give me something to eat? I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
All right, bro, what you want? I got to, man, give me the hot sausages. No, matter of fact, he said, give me 2 hot sausages on bun. Like, bro, hold up.
You ain't gonna eat one.
I said, I'll get you 1 hot sausage sandwich. All right, brother. All right, brother. So I went and got the sandwich, came back out. There you go, brother. Enjoy. It's like, oh, come on, man. Don't do that, man.
Damn.
I need $20. Ooh, once she found me, oh Lord, give me $20.
She probably like, baby, I miss you, baby.
Oh yeah, no,
No, she would come in my job. Maya, give me $20. Auntie, I ain't got $20. Auntie, I ain't got $20.
Now
All right,
what-
give me $10.
What? Nigga went down on the price as if.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she go all the way down to $5.
You know
Give me
it get
$5.
real. You know it
And
get
it's
real
just
with
how
them.
she would talk. Give me $5.
Negotiate like a motherfucker.
And then she would come in there loud. Where that bitch Jemiah at?
Oh, man. My cousin who turned out schizophrenic,
Yo.
he saw me at Walmart the time. Boy, eyes lit like he saw Jesus. I'm
Boy,
like, oh,
once
shit.
they find you,
What's up,
you
cuz?
ain't getting rid of
Man,
them.
next thing they see me come asking for me. One day, like, hey, Irvin back there? I'm like, I told the department, I'm off.
Oh, yeah.
No. She's like, what's going on? It's my cousin, he got mental problems. He just
Yes.
looking for either a ride home or looking for some money to give him some drugs. Oh, I'm like, chill out. Like,
Yeah, as soon as they
She
find you.
tried to crack a joke. I'm used to. I don't mind people cracking jokes. I don't mind living my truth and making me all laugh at my truth. But certain shit, I'm like, hold up, it's not funny. Don't laugh. When I told her that, she was like, "Oh, you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's not funny."
Yeah,
Chill
like
out.
they. But look, I laugh about that now. But baby, when she would come up in there,
So think about this. When we have these stories of all these characters, in our lives, think about what we did for them.
damn.
enabled
We
them.
hardly didn't do anything for
We
him. Like,
enabled them.
just-
We
Yeah.
enabled them just to push them away. Just like, look, it's like going to a strip
Like,
club.
here
Like,
you go.
look, here's some money. Leave me alone.
Just
Right.
leave it alone.
Right. We enabled them.
Yeah,
We enabled
so-
the problem.
so
true.
now take that and deal with people who are ultra rich. You know, Diddy and Dipset and all those cats, like dealing with DMX,
Right.
and it's like, I want to help him, but he not going to rehab.
Right.
Yeah.
He refused to go to rehab.
And the lifestyle he is like, they'll be like, X, come meet us over here.
Right.
I'm coming, and you probably waiting for like 3 hours waiting on this nigga.
Right. So
I
it's-
bet Diddy popping pills though.
Oh, did he do?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
did he do coke?
Oh
bet
no,
Diddy
no!
popping
He's been caught multiple times. Like
Doing his shit.
you ever saw that video of him?
We
Like
did it.
Yeah.
We found the holy grail. We found that. Oh, whoa.
yeah,
New Jack swing.
yeah. like
Erase that.
or remember the one he was like Atlanta, like his eyes was huge and he was just licking his lips.
That wasn't
Oh,
X. That was that
no.
powder.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I
Like-
mean, like everybody, and that's what I mean. Like everybody has their vice, and we all find a way to kind of control it that way where we can be functional.
Right.
And then there's those cats who've crossed that threshold, who is like, look, the only person that can help you is you.
Yeah.
I can. Matter of fact, I'll get you into rehab and I'll pay for the rehab. I just need you to go.
You heard about
And
the
get
story
clean.
with Rick James when he went to rehab? All right, it was on the Tales of the Tour bus. They brought Rick James, the Stone City band brought him to rehab. They checked the facility out to make sure he was good. All right, Rick, you good, bro? Peace. He had his whole little bungalow, everything set up for him. He was next door to Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. They got caught with an ounce.
Stop.
They got caught with an ounce of
Stop.
cocaine.
Oh, wow.
Sitting next to each other, starting line.
Oh,
They was
wow.
like, the dudes was like, man, how the fuck you got an ounce of cocaine back in that time in a rehab center?
Rehab center. Wow.
They said they got
What
an ounce,
the hell?
and then it's next to each other getting loaded.
What the hell?
Getting loaded.
Hell.
Not surprised at all.
They got rehab centers. I heard out here.
Man.
A friend of mine, he's somebody, his friend down we know. He was like, bro, he be getting loaded in that bitch. Like, dog.
Wow.
It's
You go to rehab and get,
not surprised at all.
crazy.
Not surprised in the slightest. You know,
Put
so
a lot of people who know how to get drugs together.
yeah.
Yeah, they gonna find ways.
oh,
Creativity at its
And
finest.
some of these rehab places, they let you out for a while, and you got to be back by a certain curfew.
Right.
But this how you get put out though. If you fail a drug test like more than one time, like 2 or 3 times, they put you out for like a month,
Yeah.
or a week, and you can come back.
Yeah.
But that don't make no sense. Why?
Yeah,
If I'm
like-
rehab and you fail the drug test coming to my facility, I'm not about to put you back on the streets. Cause I'm about to put you somewhere else. Somewhere it's like, no,
I think-
we got a detox.
I think that's one or two reasons for that. The one reason, if we're being optimistic, is that look, as you're going through this program, each phase of this program, you have to apply every phase of the program
Right.
in real time. You know, because I think that's for a lot of people that works better than just you being there for 6 weeks
Yeah.
and then come out. You know, go out, you know, for a week and learn. You know, I know the steps, you know, all the steps of the program, you know, and start to just use the steps as you go out. I think that's the optimistic purpose. I think the other purpose is the facilities trying to get over because they know they're coming back.
Right.
So that's how you keep,
The dollars.
how you keep the dollars
another
rolling.
thing
Dollars
too,
making sense.
A lot of guys who get caught for certain drug charges, just so you won't go to jail, they'll plead a user and go to rehab.
And go to rehab.
And the whole time is like, I know somebody, same person who I was talking about, who my friend told me about. It's like he doing crimes, dumb shit. I need to go to rehab, get help. It's like, you went to rehab like 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
You're not getting help. Like
Yeah,
your
you
addiction
just
got
going.
worse. Like, you left out rehab and now you're on coke,
More.
crack, meth, all that.
Right.
So
I heard that the
Crazy.
relapse is worse than the actual
Yeah,
like,
it is.
addiction.
Yeah,
Because then
they
you start doing
binge.
stuff that you like I
'cause
said,
they
I was
get
out
so
before.
addicted.
Like I was watching the Demi Lovato.
Oh yeah. I watched it too. Well, I watched the first part.
And yeah, they suppressed her so much. Like she
Yeah.
was on.
Oh wow.
They had a
I haven't
nutritionist
even
for her.
watched it.
Right.
Like she was just basically stranded in everything. She
Right.
couldn't eat certain ways. She couldn't drink certain stuff. She couldn't be around people who drank. She couldn't. If she was around people
Yeah,
who
she
drank,
was
she
totally
had to be
isolated.
monitored. So like they was like she couldn't relapse. So when she did relapse, she tried drugs she had never tried before.
Meth,
Yeah.
And coke and
coke.
no, meth and crack.
Meth and crack.
Ooh.
This said withdrawals.
Yeah.
Man.
I just want to just put back out there just like a RIP to DMX because, you know, we lost one.
Yes.
And somebody who just is a cautionary tale of just the duality of, you know, you putting positive, you know, inspiring things out there in the ether while dealing with your own demons, you know, on the inside.
Now here's the rumor.
Rumor mill.
They said that he didn't have a drug overdose and had a heart attack. He had a COVID vaccine shot so he could travel and do shows, and then he never had a reaction from that. So that's the rumor. Like, there's multiple sources saying that what his family said he was on drugs. He had a COVID shot.
Wow. Well, you know, might be
Right.
we just, you
They
know,
really don't know.
show that autopsy report. That's,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
like, I say that, you know, show that autopsy report. And if you just want something, you want another one, show it, do it again. You know, because we can talk about that shit for the next hour too.
Yeah, don't get me
You know, the
started on
conspiracy,
the
conspiracies
COVID.
of the COVID shot. You know,
Yeah.
no matter which one you're doing. You know.
Yeah.
Realtors, do you need some special aerial photography or video footage? Or maybe you need some stock footage of the city for your presentation? Or maybe a beautiful shot of a landmark just to hang on your wall? Well, time for you to check out DM NOLA Shots. They are a drone photography and videography company established in New Orleans who specialize in capturing aerial 4K video and photo. Check out the website at www.dmnolashotsllc.com or follow us on social media at DM NOLA Shots on Instagram and Facebook. DM NOLA Shots. Well, all right, let's get into the next subject, which is some bullshit.
Let's get into the bullshit.
And, yeah, let's get into the bullshit.
Nicole face was the bullshit.
Yeah.
Nicole,
Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to drop it. What's
Alright.
going on?
Well, you know, and there's two topics that I want to discuss because of this shit.
Uh-oh.
So, about a month ago on our notes, Irv had the question on here, but we never just got to the subject and was like, what are women gonna do when the OnlyFans hustle is gone?
Oh,
And so we was in the and well, I
fans
kind of
only.
yeah, you know, and I was gonna go into a debate on if the OnlyFans hustle is ever gonna leave.
yeah.
Right.
But then we read the story a couple of days ago.
Catch me outside.
Cash by outside girl, Bhad Bhadie,
Turn 18.
Cash
turned
me outside.
18 and decided to put an OnlyFans together, right? And she just promoted it like anybody else promotes their OnlyFans.
But I'm gonna tell you like this.
What was bad about it?
And the little white. What you saying?
Continue.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you ever watch adult films, and most of the girls starring in adult films, they're 18.
Right.
Yeah.
If you ever notice, most girls who's young in the strip club, they're 18.
Right.
Or younger.
Or younger. Thank God I never had a younger
Yeah.
stripper. No,
Well, you know, they say, you know, the old folks say the Lord watches over babies and fools.
Yes.
Facts.
So, yeah.
So with that being said, for her to turn 18 and make $1 million in 6 hours,
$1 million in 6
and she
hours.
came on the scene when she was like 15 and 16,
Yeah.
they have a lot of men out here that been waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Look, who was the grown man in her inbox? When there's somebody famous in her inbox.
I think
The grown men.
I think it was Tiger. No, Adrian.
Oh, you talking about the
It was
oh yeah,
AB.
yeah, yeah.
Man, shout out to AB, man. I'm like AB, man.
He
Come
didn't know,
on.
like he shut it down.
He
Quickly.
said he didn't know.
He shut it down quickly, but it was just like
Oh, he
yeah.
just wanted to see what the commotion was about. You know,
Well,
of course, like everybody else wanted to see what the
But
commotion is
but
about.
I'm
I
telling
just
you
wanna
though,
see.
that exposes that it's a lot of guys out here that are pedophiles, and not to be racist, I think majority of it is white.
Well, we know that already.
Well,
that is.
I'm talking about her fan base is white, probably trailer trash, white collar fat
I'm not. I
guys,
wouldn't even say trailer trash. I would literally say
middle class.
anybody who has any man who is divulged into the culture,
Yeah.
like
but I thought men were naturally attracted to younger women.
Yes, in that sense, but I would like to think that we as a
Tell it,
society
Nicole.
have matured to a certain point where we, when we made the arbitrary age of 18,
Right.
we were going to say, okay, look, we're going to abstain.
Nah.
You
from
may be
from
young, but
look-
you're ready.
You better come on. You better
outside
come
of
with
R. Kelly,
it. You better come with it.
outside of R. Kelly,
Man,
because
niggas,
he took that shit to another level. But like,
niggas
But
been,
they've been
Mainly
doing it for
because
years,
this ain't the
though.
days of grandma either. You know what I'm saying? Grandma and grandpa,
They've been
like where
doing
they
this
got
for
married at
years,
15.
though.
Right.
Yeah.
We're at 15, 16. So we as that's what I was saying. We as a
Not
society, especially like we're 2 generations in,
right.
saying that look, no, we're not going. The 18 is going to be the arbitrary age for us to, partake in the stuff. Now, of course, there's going to be exceptions because they got little girls that who are 14 and look 25. Or
Once they open up their mouth, be like,
25-year-old girls who look 15.
right,
act 15.
Yeah.
right.
Or hey, you're right. Or act 15. So we're gonna have that type of thing. It's a reality. I don't like the shit just as much as anybody else.
But know what it reminds me of though, Drew, when you watching adult films and little 18-year-old girls on the black couch and that old man with the long ponytail chestnut out, like just
Cast the couch.
Yeah, the cast the couch is
The casting
like
couch.
this
But the description,
But
though.
I heard the description tell her what to do, and she
But the
obeying,
description,
slutting
though.
that little girl
Yeah.
out. I'm like, bro, this
Well, but to further make that point is that I heard on another podcast it was like the number one search on like Pornhub and all that stuff is stepdaughter, 18, teen,
I can believe it, though.
that type of thing.
Now,
And so
mind you, I don't think those actors and actresses be teens. They be
no,
characters.
they well
But it's just the theme is like
they can't.
Yeah, just the
you
thought
can't.
of that. Like, what?
It's like,
why would you
nigga,
even
like,
want?
why would you want to? What kind of fetish you got to want to sleep with your
Yeah.
stepdaughter or a teenager?
Yeah.
Well,
That is so not.
the fetishes
not trying
and
to holler at my
the
son's
things that
friend.
right.
That is not cute.
Right.
We don't. I mean, well, part of it is that we don't have exclusive, thought process. We don't have a group think on that. That's one of the things that I would, be like, we need a group think on that.
Right.
But it's not.
Like, yeah.
And so, as men want younger females, they're going to divulge. They're going to say, "That's the line. Okay, let me try and cross it."
What's that boy name?
Mm-hmm.
Smith.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude.
The rich guy
Your
who
boy.
died, right?
Trevor.
No. God damn it.
We were just talking about that boy.
The one who supposedly killed himself in the Epstein. But I still think Ghislaine had everything to do with that. His old lady, like she was the pin.
Well, yeah.
I think
She
he
was
the
bringing
face,
them.
but she was the
Yeah, she would bring them.
She ran the organization. She was the one that got him into the shit.
Ain't talk a lot about it either.
No, and it won't because like Epstein has taken the whole fall because he killed himself.
Right.
So all of
Accidentally
the
on purpose.
bad shit dies with him.
right.
Which kind of brings me into the next kind of deep dive into this, because once again, we have with Bhad Bhadie getting involved with this thing and just making $1 million in 6 hours. I think the days total went to like $2.1 million that she made in one day.
Ridiculous.
And we're not even talking about how many of them would actually be returning members, like monthly members.
Somebody just want to see it.
They just wanted to see it.
But peep this out. From what I heard is, it's nothing but her pictures from Instagram. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it was a finesse move. Her team
No, I
was
mean
like,
it probably was.
probably was, yeah.
It probably
her team
was.
like, look, that's put. I make you OnlyFans. We'll take all your
No,
pictures off
no.
here,
I
put it
actually
up.
know a man who runs Only Girls fans, their pages.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And
like
that's all he does.
men don't actually know that they're actually talking to another man.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
the
Because
pimp.
he's running.
Yeah.
No, he's not a pimp. Not even.
Oh, but yeah.
He's not. No. I
He's a
understand.
facilitator.
I understand. No.
He's talking to Pip's word, man.
He's literally a marketing guru guy.
Yeah,
And he's
that's
just
all
like
he
the
does.
girls don't know how to do this. Like they're fucking dumb. So
All you know how to do is pose.
he just literally posts it and he'll like maybe reply to a message, whatever. But he's not like it's not a pimp situation.
Right.
It's
It's just giving the men the attention.
right
As they
And
as they think they would love to get.
Crazy.
Well, no, I'm looking at this is another episode of Bhad Bhadie. Not even just Bhad Bhadie, but just like white folks in general. There's always a couple of them who do the caricatured thing. You know, so she had, you know, and Bhad Bhadie is just the next one, you know, who was ghetto, ultra ghetto type of hood chick, whatever, and that's what she castigated herself as. And so once again, but she has been able to cash in on our culture and that caricature of herself, which she got from that culture, just the hood culture in general. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, when are we just going to acknowledge like those people who's cashed in and who's taking advantage of it, and then how can we stop that shit?
Can't.
I know
Not
why.
as long as we have the youth.
This is why I think.
I mean, because they're ignorant.
I'm
to
sorry,
it.
Mike.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how about we just start ignoring them? But I don't think we can, because how society is, somebody will eventually just be like, no, what? Let's identify this elephant in the room. I would be on some stuff like, you know what? I wouldn't give it no energy, because we already know what she's doing.
And I think if you don't give it any energy, they're gonna stop doing it.
Right.
So because it does not get into them, but
that's just us, which is not even a fourth of.
So maybe we
youth,
just addicted
You know
to
what
the
I'm saying?
bullshit.
'Cause the little ones are the ones that's doing it.
Yeah.
That's paying for it.
I fully think the media controls every aspect of the emotions, especially of the black people.
I could agree with that.
I would fully agree with you.
I could agree.
I don't know if it's just totally the media just controls it, because it's easy. Like I've been fighting against my conspiracy theory self for years now, because I'm like, no, maybe it might not be the media. Maybe it's just us. Maybe we've let the coonery and the buffoonery slide entirely too long.
It's 80% of us. Yeah.
What do you
The other
mean?
half is controlled by media, though. Because she got a team, like you said. There's somebody that's doing it for them.
Right.
Usually, it's not them.
There's I think there's a thin gray line between, you know, what we do as a culture and what we do as even considered coonery, buffoonery. I remember this was years ago. Stephen A. Smith was giving a lecture, some students at a historically black college in Alabama. I forgot the name of it. And he was like, look, racism really doesn't exist for you. Because and his context was the racism that happened in your grandfather's time, your grandparents' time, your great-grandparents' time, even for some of us, our parents' time, is nowhere near the racism that we experience here, because our racist experiences are nuanced. Theirs were blatant. You know, he's like, because they were blatant, you know, it was easy to fight, but it made it even worse because it was just, nigga, don't look at me. You know,
now it's indirectly done.
Yeah, now it's indirect. It's so indirect. You know, it's just kind of like you can literally pass it over and be like, man, what the fuck else?
And our people, unfortunately, aren't educated enough.
I just think it's so easy for media to get us to react. Like just finding out that whole BLM stuff, the 90 million. Ain't nobody got no type of nothing. And niggas been marching, niggas been protesting, been getting shot at, been getting maced, all that shit, and nobody know where $90 million at. And I'm just like, wow.
But George Soros do.
But I'm saying, like, but you have to understand, you got people, especially ones of my generation, who talk so much shit.
Yeah.
Talk so much cash shit, talking about you ain't coming out much, you ain't all this, you ain't all that, and look at your stupid ass. Look at you, 90 million.
Right.
Maced, jailed, beat up, all that bullshit, all that triggering that you let that shit do to you. And look at you. You ain't got no dollar.
You could have been bailed up. BLM could have bailed your ass
you
out.
could have shut the fuck up. And you could have been building something on the side quietly. But no, it has to look a certain way. It has to look like this. But it's just, okay, but you wasted your time.
I think I think that's the difference between what our grandparents did. Yeah, I know. I think that's the difference between what our grandparents did back then because they were moving silence. They didn't have a choice because as soon as they found out you building that church and that church is gonna be bigger than the other side of the church, the white church on the other side of town, we burning this motherfucker down.
Burn it down with the kids in it.
Right, with the kids. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Everybody in there.
Crazy.
Exactly. That was the whole premonition of Tulsa and the Tulsa riots.
Right.
The church that was the Methodist church that was on this side.
Yeah.
You know, in Little Africa, was bigger than the church that was on the white side of Tulsa. So when the men came home from World War I, you know, and they ain't had no jobs and all that type of shit, it was just easy. The niggas got your jobs. You know, they get into it. All you need is one event. You know, some racial shit that just happened with a white woman.
Like Rosewood.
Yeah.
A white woman got raped.
Right.
Probably by her husband or her side man. Was another white dude.
And
Yep.
and it was able,
Yeah.
and it was able to, you know, and they was able to call in the National Guard to burn. I mean, to bomb.
Shit, they do that now.
Right. You know.
Indirect.
What they say that's the indirect meaning. That's the indirect meaning of the Gap bands. You dropped the bomb on me because they're from Tulsa, and Gap, GAP is the acronym for Little Africa, the inlying streets of Little Africa. And well, what I was getting at was that like everybody started calling Stephen A. coon, like you know he's doing all that cooning and this, that, and the other. I think he's animated.
Of course.
I don't think he goes into that coonery because it's like, you know, the line, that's why I said there's a thin gray line. Because, you know, there's a difference between you just being animated, your natural self, your natural animated self, and doing the whole shuck and jive, you know, to please, you know, white people.
Harvey.
Steve, maybe, you know, there is a argument for it. There's an argument for Steve Harvey. I still don't think that he's doing that either because he speaks the same way when he's talking to black folk and just, you know, when he's amongst his black folk as he's doing when he's doing with the white folk. So it's kind of like that's him.
Right.
You know, the term cooning and the buffoonery came from, I'm this very astute, you know, mature person when I'm around my black folks and we engage in the, you know, in that type of thing. But when I'm performing, hey, you know, like you're a totally different person. So I think that's what it is. Like, you know, if you are your true authentic self, that, you know, I think that it is. I don't think that Bhad Bhadie is that authentic, true person.
No. Not even close.
She's designed.
She's designed. And so it's kind of like, especially when she got some of that notoriety because of just for her being just a badass little girl.
You saw how far she could go.
Oh, a badass white little girl.
Yeah, okay. No,
Because
you're
if it was a badass black little girl, it would be a different
story.
story.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
You know, unless you were talking about the Dr. Phil episode when the girl was on there, you know, I think she was maybe, 17 or whatever. And she's like, I'm white.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't tell her that she was,
That's
black.
that Dave Chappelle episode.
Yeah,
Prudence.
We're not dealing with them niggers.
Boogie.
That's my sister. No, I don't want to.
That shit was crazy.
But no, I have a theory. What if Dr. Phil made that play to where he come on my show and you act that a plumb fool? I'll point you to the right direction for you to have stardom and create a career.
Nah, because he bring all kind of people on that bitch. It just so happened.
No, but this shit did numbers.
She dropped the album.
No, this was before the album. Fuck the music. Before the music, she
was
became a
13,
meme.
I think.
But that's not Dr. Phil. That's like.
But think about it. I'm saying it's for behind the scenes where his team was like, look,
Kind of like Jerry Springer
that's what
type
I'm
setup.
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
got
bring
you.
some of everybody on there.
No, I get what you're saying, but she became a meme in pop culture. We never seen nobody go on Dr. Phil and became a meme. This girl became a fucking meme.
The nigga who slapped his mama.
Yeah.
You sure did.
The white
Well,
dude
but I
who
think
slapped
there
his
was.
He had no sauce. He was a little kid.
that was before like the media. Like, that was before. I'd say media is what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened quicker with Bad Baby, but I think had his happened around like the same time or something, it would be similar.
I think the real difference is that, I just looked it up. Her real name, Danielle Bergoli.
Joke the fuck out.
Danielle Bergoli. But I think what happened with her, with Bad Baby, was just the fact that now they have a narrative to draw from. Mm-hmm. So it's like, because she's a badass at this point,
right?
Telling her mama catch me outside and just, want to fight the audience and everything else. So she was just a figure that everybody could make money off of.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. We'll come and get on this song.
Yeah, because she started getting offers.
Cash Me Outside Girl. Now, and then she became Cash Me Outside Girl. And then she became Bad Baby.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is the crux of what, like, she is, like, I think that's the crux of what she is. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I don't.
But like with other guests on Dr. Phil, specifically, like the dude who slapped the young boy who slapped his mama, you can't do nothing else with him.
Right.
You can't do nothing else. Like,
that's the point.
You can't market him.
You can't market him.
But you got this little badass, fast ass little girl, who want to fight everybody.
But I'm saying, I think it simply worked out because of the Cash Me Outside statement.
Yeah.
And the fact that it started out as a joke, saying that, like, she's saying this shit, like, if we catch her outside, she not finna get her ass whooped.
Yeah. Like, she
finna get her ass whooped.
Right.
We all know that when we catch her outside, she finna get her ass whooped.
But that's what I'm trying to say, is that she caught that fucking moment and capitalized, and somebody had to see that shit. Think about, for her to say that shit, next thing you know, it's doing, like I said, it's doing numbers, it's memes, and black people talking. Think about black Twitter start talking about that shit.
Word.
And meme that shit. Somebody, I think, I would be
just like the rest of them. Though,
I wouldn't be surprised
a lot
if somebody
of them are like that.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody on
Basketball Wives. What she said. What Evelyn said.
I don't think it's anybody from Dr. Phil. I think it's somebody outside of Dr. Phil, but
maybe I'm saying it's his team, not him himself. I wouldn't be surprised if his marketing team was like, I know here's a card to my people. He over here.
He does have a team that choose, like, the topics. They have to pick the topics to discuss and things like that. And then the producers, they do some through, like, the people who submit tapings and stuff. I mean,
you just got people who understand how shit can move. Like, industry sharks are industry sharks. So, like, once they saw her, they were probably like, I'm finna get that bitch. It's over.
Somebody saw dollar signs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like how Fresh Prince with Will saw Ashley singing, like, I see dollar signs. Somebody saw millions.
And it worked out because she rode that wave and she got it.
And she's still riding that wave.
And she gonna keep riding it. She
that $2 million in one day. I mean,
6 hours, huh?
Nah,
man.
As I'm looking at this, as I'm reading it,
that's crazy.
People only paid $23.99.
So you got a lot of people.
A lot of fucking people.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm gonna leave this alone. All right.
All them children using their mama's codes.
But now I'm looking at her YouTube account. She is selling me Cash Me Outside as an NFT.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. The people not stupid.
Right.
They know how to get it.
Man, people not stupid. Cash Me Outside is what made it.
Bro, she got videos where she got 3.3 mil, all type of shit. I'm like, bro,
3.3 mil isn't a lot. On what kind of video is it? Is it a music video? Is it
music video? Think about, you said it's not a lot, but think about, she have a video that came out 3 weeks ago, got 5.7 mil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's 5 months, 3.3 mil, and she's not even like major. She's not even.
I'm not mad at the little girl, but I just think that we just at some point we're gonna have to have this
Cardi
conversation.
B makes like 40, 50 million.
I'm gonna tell you what she's doing. She's pulling the Miley Cyrus playbook. That's a Miley Cyrus play.
Well, Miley Cyrus is a different ball game.
Right.
Like,
But I think she's just another example though. She's another example of, someone who came in and capitalized off the culture.
Man, she got a video that's 208
She ain't got no booty and she started twerking and just like her shit just shot the fuck up and it's like,
Twerk, Miley,
God, are you
twerk.
fucking kidding me?
And we've been twerking how long?
Just the 90s.
Cash Money
Everybody
record
capitalized.
taking
It was
over for
popping
the
in, it was popping.
99 and the 2000.
at this point, like everybody just, what is it? Capitalizing on.
Oh yeah, they
everybody's
doing
culture.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I
Everybody's
feel
trying
like
to
even
get
black
money.
people capitalize on African culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Rest in peace, Fela Kuti.
that shit. That's crazy. I don't know if a lot of black people are buying it, but invest in something else. Shit.
XRP.
Please.
Yeah. Anything, Bitcoin or whatever. I don't know.
Some, not her. Fuck, not her.
XRP, man.
Yeah.
Get you some life insurance or something.
Right.
Some life insurance, my
know?
nigga. 'Cause these
Goddamn
shows
it.
don't
Shoot,
do
for all
nothing.
that, you
Yeah, IRAs and
Something.
full ones.
Rock.
Put that in the, yeah, right.
Right.
Let's call
Right.
Wake Up Now. The people who America go out
Damn
shit.
Give it to your uncle that don't do crack.
Who trying to get somebody to get the car
Crack
wash?
is
Look,
whack.
that feel. I'm trying to get the car wash, bro. I'm trying to get the car wash.
Yeah, nephew.
Trying to get the car wash, bro. Help me out, man.
Let me-
All these
let me-
$5,000 to get the car wash.
You ain't gonna cry for $20.
Dang.
Well, what happened was my aunt called me trying to check me about some stuff, and she said, "Well, I sent you something. Who you showed it? Who you with?" And somebody hit me back saying they saw it. I'm like, "Well, only person I talked about was my mom, and that's it." Well, you know how your mom is. She always gonna run her mouth saying stuff. I said, well, I ain't expect for her to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Well, mom, you did so and so." No, you said something. Something got back to her. The only person I showed you was you. My mom was like, I don't know what you talking about. And instead of her saying, well, I don't know what you talking about, your auntie tripping, she started flashing on me, trying to yell at me, telling me, you tell your auntie this, you tell your auntie that. I'm like, because I ain't see your daddy. I'm like, I just asked you a question. Like, you don't have, the point I'm trying to say is like, it's coming off as if you're lying to me. Because growing up, your parents will tell you, don't lie, but turn around and lie. Hey, many times they lied to you.
Man. I was thinking about some parent shit the other day.
That's why.
Look at what, yeah.
So my mama told me. So
Yeah.
I got the phone with my mama. She was like, "Well, next time if it's something that secretive, don't tell me." I said, "It's not that I'm telling you to be messy. We was just in conversation talking about so anyhow. So I'm sharing it with you, but I ain't give you permission to go tell everybody. I just kept that
That's
between
not
me and you. How about I share something with you? You don't see nothing at all. It's not because now you coming off as if you're guilty. I'm holding you accountable because if you do it, it's cool. You can do it to me." But I can't do it. You understand? We talking about parents, but at the end of the day, we're adults and we're humans.
Well,
60 and over. 60 and over. Why I give it 50, 55.
She's 60.
As I said. See, when they get in that certain age
Right.
bracket, it becomes juice. Everybody gonna know.
Oh, know why?
I have not found one that was like
You know what
under
it
that
is?
age that just like
And I know
you
it.
know.
Ever since the pandemic, they don't go out.
exactly.
They don't go out. They don't
They
do that.
they restricted to what they do and who they talk to. So a lot of times when they do talk, because my mama will run it. Don't tell it, because she running it.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
just
see, the thing about it is that's my family don't realize that's why I don't talk to them.
yeah. Well, that's how me and my sister are. We won't say much of anything, and she'll get mad. My mama get mad. You don't say that's not no, because you go run it. I tell you
ain't
what
got
I
time.
want you to tell everybody.
It's crazy. Like I did when I was younger, I peeped that because like there was one time when my auntie, my godmother, she said she was gonna keep a secret, and she ended up telling that
Telling
shit,
it.
and I got in trouble. I never trusted her ever.
Yeah.
Like,
They
since
do
day.
that.
I
You know?
ain't
They
do that
do.
shit.
Well-
I was like, I know not to tell you shit.
And
Right.
a
Then you
lot
get
of
mad.
times it don't always be, like on purpose to hurt
It
you.
don't matter.
But at the same time, to us, yeah,
Don't
we be
matter.
like, man, I ain't tell you
Nah,
that.
nigga,
to,
the cutoff.
you know what I'm
so-
saying? I told you that in,
cutoff.
confidence.
So, because it's like for me,
Yeah.
I don't automatically just go around telling people stuff. Like if I tell you something, I have to.
I
trust
have
you.
to do it.
So
Yeah.
like once you do it and like you go around, I'm like, nope.
Nope, can't tell you nothing.
It's a hard cutoff.
good.
This the bar.
maybe
What I say? Delete.
Delete. Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe part of it is just that the nature of getting older. We would like to think that we're getting wiser, and if we feel as if the youngins aren't paying attention to us, or
we have to.
or
save
coming
them.
to us for guidance or anything like that, it's just
Man, no, they out of
fuck
pocket
you, you
for
little
real,
rotten
though.
motherfucker. You think you know it all?
Yeah.
Right.
And so I ain't gonna give you shit. I'm gonna let you know, like and da da da
have
da.
no
And so that's
filters.
when we cross that threshold of just the elders being disrespectful.
Right.
I used to do that. Like I had a friend that used to play playing the Funky Nation with me, and we would be on the road, and he would just like we were walking into the mall or something like that. I remember there was these two old ladies that were walking. You know how you walk in the same time. Normally, as a man, you just open the door for them, and just let them walk in. Just being the gentleman. And so
Nicole said,
so he did. He was like, he just opened that bitch up and just walked right through it, and so the ladies kind of stopped. Was like,
yeah, like,
how
oh,
did
you go open the door.
So I went behind. I was like, there you go. Well, it's nice to know that there's some gentlemen and da 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 da. And so I used to be like, say, bro, why you do that to them people, bro? Like you, man, fuck them people, man. Them people don't fucking care. All right, cool. You know what? All right. You got your feelings in there. All right, cool. I ain't tripping.
Right.
So I think it's just that.
He's been burned.
Right. He come across a lot of old ladies.
Right.
They've been testing him his whole life.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
But
and for me-
some of them are really rough though.
Yeah, they are
like
rough.
the great grandma, they don't have no filter.
No filter.
Yeah.
Close the door, ho.
Yeah.
Oh,
My great grandmother, she kept telling my close the door, close the door, ho. What?
did she close the door?
She closed the damn door.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, they don't.
Part of that is just that they already know they don't have that much time left on
They
this
gonna
earth.
say
So
exactly
they're
how
gonna
they
say how the
feel.
fuck they feel. And they're gonna do what the fuck they want.
They like,
Like-
ooh.
And you gonna help them. And you gonna help them do what the fuck they want. Baby, come here. Come help me up.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, I
Yeah,
fucking
they
hate
be
that
like,
shit.
yeah, like they just
I literally
automatically
hate that
assume.
shit. Just be like, go get. I'm like, you know what? There's a thing called,
Please,
manners.
can you
The
please?
thing you've been teaching me my whole fucking
They
life.
like-
Okay,
See, there you go trying to
please?
think with logic. That's your problem. That's your problem.
man, that shit. No, that shit, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, they
I
have
had
a
called my
sense of
own grandma out
entitlement.
on that shit. I was like, Grandma, I don't mind doing stuff if you fucking ask me. I'm a human being. Like, goddamn.
No, you are
And
her
she-
grandchild.
that's the
There's
thing.
nothing
But
else.
that was the thing she said. She said, well, I've been like this since. I was like, okay, well, cool. I'm going to leave. And you figure out how
And
you
you
going to get
figure
the
it
fuck
out.
what you asked me to get.
Right.
Well, like I said, I think that's where that comes from because I remember my grandmother got up in age.
Hey.
She was in her
It can't
80s
be
at that
rude,
point.
though.
She was in her 80s. I came kind of late. So, she's in her 80s and she's just like going off. And I remember she was going off on my cousin. And my cousin was, she was a little hot girl. She
Face it.
she left fast. She
No,
left
she
fast.
just
She
friendly,
was
that's all.
Huh? Yeah,
She was social. She's social.
really-
She's
yeah,
social.
really.
She's social.
she's a little fast. She was the one who wear the coochie cutter shorts.
Bless you.
And,
Woo.
she was the one that wore the
That's the
coochie
truth,
cutter
though.
shorts.
Herb not going to make it through.
Yeah, he ain't gonna make it.
Allergy season.
The allergies.
Yeah, right.
Allergy season.
But she got around town.
Yeah, she got around
Right.
town.
Yeah.
But she really wasn't like that. It was just always that one dude that she would fuck with, like, exclusively. But the dude wasn't never no good. Like, and then she would just move
Damn.
on to the next no good motherfucker, and then the next no good motherfucker.
Okay.
Like she was that chick.
It was a pattern.
It was a
Yeah.
pattern.
She
It
was
was
consistent.
She was consistent pattern.
See what's consistent.
She would fuck a lot of ain't shit niggas. So, but my grandmother would always be so frank with her. I used to be like, Mommy,
Thank you,
Joking, oh my
King.
God.
Mommy, because she would be like, where you think you going with that stuff? You old fast ass little girl. Like she was just
Told you they ain't got no filter, man.
She ain't had no filter, and I realized that.
Especially when it comes to women.
Right.
When it comes to women, we different.
Right.
They don't have no filter.
Yeah, you're a fast tail around here. I know you are. You better not get pregnant with the. I was like, that used to be like, man, like, why you? No, we not gonna do this.
Because I ain't taking care of none of them raggedy mother.
Yeah, you up in here with all that.
My grand.
You need to go change your shorts.
I ain't taking care of them.
She told her a couple of times. Yeah.
I don't give up.
Yeah, you need to go change. Why you ain't changed yet?
That's crazy.
They just. I think
care.
they just have this.
That's why I got one.
Yeah, I think that's why they just. There's just
They
this.
had no
this. One thing that they have is. Disrespect. Disrespect. After a while. After a while, it's like, look, I've been cordial. I've been all that shit.
Right.
Fuck y'all.
I tried.
I'm gonna tell you this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, fuck that. And I equate that with Paul Mooney used to have an old joke. He'll tell a joke and be like, "Oh, y'all not laughing? Oh, fuck y'all. My house is paid for."
Shout out to Mooney, man.
Shout out to the greatest, one of the greatest black comics ever. Anyway,
Comic writers.
yeah.
Yeah, they so disrespectful. Though. These older people.
You ever heard that joke that he told about Tiger Woods?
Nah, he said,
Found out he was fucking around all them women and all that. And she found out she beat the black off him. He said that's why he ran into that tree. Wasn't nothing else off but that Asian.
sorry.
I can't.
Yeah. Mooney was one of the most reckless motherfuckers when it came to white people. Because he don't give a shit about
He didn't give a shit.
It was Mooney.
And they still would come out there.
Right.
They would be like, this motherfucker
It's like,
not
y'all
care.
like this abuse?
Yeah.
Shitting on y'all.
Literally.
I've seen your show.
White people like Wayne Brady because he makes Brian Gumble look like Malcolm X.
It was Mooney.
The truth.
All right, so at this moment we're gonna end this right here because I think we went way over our time that we really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was a very good conversation to get into because I've always thought about that and I was like, man, like we need to talk about it. Anyways, give it up for Maya and Nicole
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
and the Al Heyman, the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Rose B. Jenkins.
Yes,
Jenkins.
Yes, indeed. Subscribe to the channel, y'all.
Yeah.
Because
Like, comment, and subscribe.
all that, man. Because
some topics.
we want to. I mean,
part
of it is,
something you want to discuss.
and part of it is I want to know if y'all listening, and if y'all, you agree or disagree, let me know. Shit, I mean, put some comments in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because Drew's putting it out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it out there.
Literally.
Oh, it's only gonna get worse from here. So, I got.
Shit is real.
So until next time, y'all. Peace.
Me.